morning, everybody. It's another day, another week, another year, man. It's fucking 2022. Shit, the last time I recorded a podcast was at the end of 2021, man. I think Christmas week, actually. But yeah, I took it was like a week break in between this podcast and the previous one, because I kind of got really into NFTs. I don't know if you know what that is, but NFTs are going to be really big. They're already big right now, but in the future they're going to be huge. Everybody's going to have one. I'm telling you right now. What's the date? It's fucking January 6th, 2022. Remember that when I told you that? Okay. And 5 years from now, when you all have NFTs, come back to this video. And that's all I gotta say. But anyway, it's a whole new year, man. Whole new year, fresh start. Time to get some shit done. I hope this year is a good year for you. 2021 was a pretty good year, and it flew by so fucking fast. That was the fastest a year has ever flown by in my life. Like, my goodness, that flew by. But yes, what did I want to say? Oh yeah, I want to talk about creating a whole new industry. Okay, and this is what I mean. So to start off, look at when something is invented. What I mean by that is, like, when something is invented, there's also like a whole industry that follows along that thing that's invented. Okay, and for example, what I'm talking about here is smartphones, right? Smartphones came around like early 2010s, I think, like the iPhone and stuff. And when it first came out, you know, they didn't really have much, you know, like you can call, text, and it has a couple apps, you know, you can play like games, like I remember I had Cut the Rope, remember that? And also like Jetpack Joyride. I like those two games. And there's like Doodle Jump, something like that. I used to like playing a lot on my little brother's iPod Touch, something like iPod. I forgot what he had, but it looked like an iPhone. But yeah, iPhone was invented, right? And then once it was invented, you know, it has apps on it, like I said, games and stuff. And then what came along, the important stuff that I'm talking about, is social media apps. So like one of the first apps, social media apps on the phone, was like Facebook, you know, Facebook. And then after Facebook came along, Instagram. Okay. And then as the years went by in the 2010s and these apps came out, alongside that, everybody also started getting a smartphone. You know, everybody started getting it. Like, at first, not everybody's gonna have it, but as the years go by and it becomes the norm, everybody's gonna get it. Like, you can't live without a smartphone. That's just a part of life, you know. So then it was invented, that thing that everybody's gonna always carry with them, a smartphone, right? And then now, what I'm trying to get at is that this thing was invented, a smartphone, and everybody has it. Everybody's always carrying it with them, right? And if everybody's always carrying that smartphone with them, they're gonna always be on it, right? And what's on the smartphone? Apps, right? Like social media. And then Facebook came out, and after Facebook, the big one that I want to talk about is Instagram. And that's the big one, because look, Instagram it was just an app to share photos. You know, you just share your fucking photos. You can have followers and follow other people, you know. And it was just a simple, you share your photos, and then if people like it, they follow you. If you like other people's photos, you're gonna follow them. That's how it works. That's pretty much it. But then evolved into something else. Evolved to like what we have today, you know, where we're like, there's people that they post stuff and then they started gaining a following, and they started getting a big following, like thousands of people, and eventually that created the industry of influencers, because everybody is on Instagram now, because everybody is carrying around a phone. And if everybody's always carrying around their phone, they're always going to be on it, and they're always going to be on Instagram. If everybody's on Instagram, that's going to be a huge ass user base, right? And then there's so many people on Instagram, and they're looking at all these people's profiles and stuff. And then eventually, like I said, there's going to be a couple people that stand out, and they're going to have the huge followings, and they're going to be popular on Instagram. And that's how it was at the beginning. And then as time went by, and like people figure it out, they're like, oh, I can be popular on Instagram, okay. and then more people started becoming popular on Instagram. But it was just to be cool, you know, just to have a lot of followers and stuff, share photos, get likes and stuff. But then eventually, what started happening was brands started sponsoring these popular people on Instagram because they wanted to use their following. They have a large following that they want to, you know, market their product to, advertise their product to. So then they reached out to these people that had large followings on Instagram, started paying them. And then eventually that became a whole new industry and that's the influencer industry that I'm talking about. The whole new industry that I'm talking about, influencers. So basically what happened was someone just invented a smartphone, right? And then after the smartphone came around, it wasn't just, you know, that's not just done. Smartphone brought a whole new industry of you can make a living off of Instagram, you know, off a social media app. And that's what's so fucking crazy. And it's not just Instagram. You can do so much on your smartphone. There's a lot more industries that you can go about. Like, I don't know, but, you know, there's so much shit you can fucking do. And that's like, I don't even know if that makes sense, but that's just so mind-blowing to me. And, you know, it's like the same thing with like NFTs, you know, like crypto was invented, like Bitcoin, Ethereum and stuff. And then after that was invented, and there's like technology behind it, right? And then it's not just that was invented. That brought along a whole new industry, which is the NFT industry. Because people are gonna be like, oh, there's this crypto thing. Oh, let's create NFTs. I don't even know, man. Fuck it. But does that make fucking sense? You get what I'm saying? I think that's fucking crazy. I think that's fucking crazy. They invented the fucking smartphone. They invented smartphone. Man. That created a whole new industry, man. And that still fucking blows my mind. Like 10 years ago, that wasn't a thing. You couldn't be a person on the internet and have brands sponsor you and make money. Like that's not, influencers wasn't a thing until the smartphone was invented. Now imagine in the next few years to come, you know, for, you know, in our lifetime, you're gonna see a lot more things invented, and it's gonna bring whole new industries. It's gonna be like, you know how they have like the metaverse coming out. Like, okay, they invented the metaverse, right? That's the invention, but that's gonna bring along a whole new industry along with it. There's gonna be people that are part of the metaverse. They're gonna create businesses. They're gonna create products. They're gonna create things that we don't even know about right now. You know, like how 10 years ago we didn't even know, we couldn't even think that influencer would be a thing. You know, because it didn't exist. And same thing with this thing that's coming up with the metaverse. It's gonna be created, and there's gonna be so many things that we can't even think about right now because it don't exist until the people that get on it and they build something, you know, like how people got on Instagram and built a following and built a brand and were able to market themselves to, you know, create a certain image. That way they could sell stuff. And I'm so excited, man. I'm so fucking excited. I'm so fucking excited, man. Ah, my God. I'm just like, okay, I know how these things happen. I've seen it before. Like when YouTube came around, I've seen, all right, this thing was invented, YouTube, and then people started posting videos. They started getting a following, subscribers, and then they were able to leverage that and get sponsorships and get ads on their videos and make money. You see what I mean? So I'm like, okay, I've seen how these things go. The next opportunity, I'm gonna take it, and that's the same thing with NFTs and like the metaverse. I'm like, okay, I guess I see this is a brand new industry that's growing, and it's gonna bring so many things that we don't even know about. So I'm gonna get into it, you know, and just go and see what happens. I'm gonna go and see what happens. Cause that's a lot of stories I hear from a lot of the successful people. They just get into it and go and see what happens. Like a lot of people that did YouTube, they didn't know what they were doing. They just went with it. They just had a feeling and they just went with it and just, you know, they just went and things came their way, you know. So I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna get in the metaverse. I don't know what's happening. I'm on Twitter. Xico 2, Xico, Xico, TWOO. That's like my NFT Twitter. I'm building a following, you know. I don't even know what's gonna happen, but I'm gonna just keep going. Same thing with the podcast. I don't know what's gonna happen in the future, but I'm gonna keep going. You know, things kind of like gravitate to you. You know, it's kind of weird how life works. But I'm very excited. I'm so fucking excited. But yeah. Anyway, I really appreciate you for listening. You know, it's another quick video. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to fucking listen to me ramble. I hope that made sense. I hope that brought some value to your life or entertainment or whatever. I'm on TikTok, Xico Story. Instagram, Xico Story. YouTube, Xico Story. Spotify, anywhere you, Apple Podcasts, anywhere you get your podcast, Xico Story. All right. Follow me, man. Also, my NFT Twitter, if you want to look at that. Xico2. XICOTWOO. Okay. Thank you very much. That's all I got to say. Good night.
Yeah.